I am super excited for this video. Last time when I did this, I found so many good gems. I have a huge box here in front of me, so I'm gonna pick from the box. For my foundation, I'm torn between these two. This is the Maybelline 30 Hour Lumi-Matte Foundation in shade 110. This one is the Loreal True Match, which I had in my last video as well, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna use it or not. I have three concealers here. One is the NYX Bear With Me concealer. I have shade Medium Vanilla 2.5. I had the shade Light before, as I mentioned in my last video. That one wasn't a good shade for me, so I picked up this one. I think I'm gonna keep this one for another video because I know how I feel about this one. I really like it. It is a very beautiful concealer under the eyes. Very full coverage for me. Between these two, the L'Oreal True Match one and the Neutrogena one, I think I'm gonna keep the L'Oreal one and use the Neutrogena concealer. This is a pen concealer because I might do a full face of L'Oreal at some point. I also picked these up for the L'Oreal foundation, so as soon as I open it to try it out, I'm gonna put these ones on. For the rest of the makeup, we'll choose them as we go. I'm gonna put my lip balm on first. This is Dermatology Medical Grade Skincare and it is called Sea Balm. Very good skincare lip balm. I'm gonna see the shade match first. I've never swatched this. 110 usually works for me in Maybelline foundations. It's a bit too light. 118 is one shade darker that matches my skin tone, but that one is sometimes too dark for me and I'm not super dark right now, so I decided to pick up shade 110. This might be a little bit too light. Well, then that's decided. I'm gonna go for the L'Oreal True Match. I'm gonna put one of these on it. This matches perfectly. If I find it in my Amazon account, I will link it for you guys to see which one of these pumps it was. And it looks good with this foundation. This is L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. 1% hyaluronic acid, 2 to 3 light is the color. This might not be bad actually. I think this is not a bad color, and especially since this is a tinted moisturizer, I think it's gonna be better to use this one than the Maybelline one, which is a full coverage foundation. I'm gonna use BK Beauty 116. This is a little bit too peachy, but I think the color will work. I don't have anything on my skin. I just wanted to try this on bare skin first to see how it looks and how much hydration I will need. This is a lot more matte than I thought, but again, I don't have anything on my skin. This looks beautiful. It is a little bit too dark for me and too orange, but I think it's gonna match my neck. I'm actually not gonna apply anything underneath. I feel like I like the consistency like this. I might need to in future videos, but right now I don't have a lot of dry patches, so I'm gonna try it like this. I just washed my face and that's all. I did try the Maybelline Tinted Moisturizer a while ago. It was before I had my YouTube channel. I did not like that one. It was too drying for my skin. Look at how cute is this palette, the glass palette. It is very heavy, but it is very cute. I didn't like that one. It looked very patchy on my skin. It made my skin super dry. But this one, even though I'm applying it on top of bare face without any moisturizer, it actually looks really good. I like this. Let me try the pump and see if that was a success, which it was. Yay! I'm gonna apply a little bit more on the areas that I need more. Not that I want more coverage, I just wanna see how it will look. And usually on bare face, if something irritates my skin, I will notice it more. I have no burning sensation, which is also very promising. This also builds very beautifully on top of itself. I'm very impressed. I would easily pay $20 for this consistency and this quality, especially since I applied it on bare face. Usually nothing looks good on bare face on me. The coverage is good. It looks very natural on my face. I have to try applying foundation on bare face more. I thought since it says a tinted moisturizer, it's gonna be very emollient, but actually it does look like a Lumi-Matte. This is Neutrogena Healthy Glow Perfector Pen. It was interesting to me. I don't see a lot of pen concealers at the drugstore with Pro Vitamin B5 and Vitamin E. Shake well and slowly click the concealer pen until you see the formula. I'm gonna apply this, and if it is not enough coverage, I'm gonna apply everything else and then come back with another concealer on top. I don't have a good color corrector from the drugstore. I know that Pixi makes a great one, and I know that Revlon came out with one of those recently, but I've heard that one is very sheer. So if you have any recommendations for drugstore color correctors, just let me know. Other than the Pixi one, I might pick that one up at some point. This is how the pen looks like. Let's see. This has a very luxurious packaging. Oh, it's coming out. I'm glad I picked up the darker shade of the two I wanted to pick up because this is too light. But it is good for this foundation. It might actually fix some of the darkness. But usually for me under my eyes, a lighter concealer makes it a lot more gray toned. I'm gonna use the same brush. This has the same consistency as my MAC Prep and Prime one. That one also, if I put it on and if I don't blend it right away, it will dry down very fast. I feel like this was the same consistency. Could this be a more affordable version of that one? It might be. I'm not gonna apply more because I feel like my under eyes are actually a bit too dry, but this looks good. This is very lightweight, but it dries super fast. I'm gonna apply a little bit to the areas that I want to have a bit more brightness. I'm gonna go over with my sponge. Yeah, this is like that one from MAC. It dries down super fast. It is very thin. These two are a great match, but I would do a little bit more hydration under my eyes. So far it looks amazing. I'm gonna use a little bit of this under my brows too as a base for my eyeshadow because I feel like this is gonna be a good base for eyeshadow. Because it dries down very well and it is very thin, so that is what I want for a base for eyeshadow. I have a feeling my makeup is not gonna move at all. The only thing that I would change for my base is using a color corrector. I feel like I need a color corrector, and also the shade difference is a bit too much, but I think after I apply everything else, it's gonna get better. I don't think I'm gonna need a powder today. This is so natural looking. For my contour, I have two options. One is this CoverGirl one in the color Sculpted. This is the CoverGirl Trublend Skin Enhancer Contour Balm. I have the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. I have the color Fair Light, which is more like a contour shade on me. This is CoverGirl. This is e.l.f. And then I have this one from Milani in the color 1 Honey. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect #1 Honey. It is their liquid contour, which has one of these sponge tips. It has a very moussey texture. This is the bronzer from Milani. It says contour, but this looks more like a bronzer to me. Let me try this Loreal one. This is Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. I think I have the color Fair, I believe. This is the L'Oreal one. I kind of want to use this one. Let's use it with a wet sponge, and if I need more, I can apply this, or I might apply this to my forehead. We'll see. Oh, this looks good. Milani is also another brand at the drugstore. I think I talked about this last time. They know what they are doing. Their prices is a bit higher like what L'Oreal is, but they actually have really good products. This has more of a moussey texture. It is not very liquidy. This looks amazing. Actually, this is a good color for me as a bronzer and contour together. So more like a bronzer. This will stay for another video, probably a full face of L'Oreal. Let me use a little bit of this right here. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour in the shade Fair Light. I thought I had the fairest shade too, or is this fairest shade? I don't know, it might be in the pile. It is a bit more of a gray tone and it has a bit more of pink in it. I'm gonna use a little bit here and fix that crooked chin that one of my subscribers mentioned. My face is not symmetrical at all. The side of my face is more lifted than this side because I sleep on this side a lot. Everything is looking good so far. I also like this one. I'm gonna let this makeup set and then come back and touch my face to see which one has more tackiness to it. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes, but it's gonna be a second for you probably. Wherever I put down that e.l.f. Camo liquid contour is a bit more tackier than everywhere else. That doesn't mean a bad thing. It means it is more like dry skin friendly probably. Oh, here it is. I knew I had this. This is the color Fair. This is Fair Light. This is Fair. The Fair one was a bit more gray. This is Fair. This is Fair Light. Fair Light looks a little bit more like a bronzer than the Fair shade, but since I have a very warm foundation on, that's why it doesn't show up on my skin. I'm gonna use a little bit of Fair right here for you guys to see. I don't want to use too much. I'm gonna use my finger first. This is a very gray contour shade. You don't have to use just one or the other. You sometimes can mix them together. Let's see how the mixture will look like. This is the color that I get. So if you want more of an in-between shade, you can pick both up. These aren't very expensive, so I don't think it's gonna break your budget. That is if you use them and it's not gonna get expired. I have 3 blushes that are like cream slash liquid. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Liquid Blush. Seems like there is no color anywhere and the bottom is empty, so I'll find it and I will link it in the description box if I use it. This is a very orange color and this is super shiny. It reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury ones, which I'm not a fan of. I also have this CoverGirl Trublend Skin Enhancer Blush Balm. Color is Nude Flush. This might be a bit too cool toned. I also have the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. Color So Mauve. That is the e.l.f. one. Let's use the e.l.f. one. I'm gonna only put a very small dot here. I'm gonna apply it to the back of my hand and use my finger. It is not sticking to this area. That is so weird. I'm gonna try something else. I sprayed it on my hand. Now I'm gonna use my sponge. I think this is a better way. Consistency looks the same, a bit harder to work with, but that might be because I use the bronzers in a very small amount. So I am not sure about these. I have to use them more and let you guys know. Right now I am not 100% that these are worth picking up. They are good, they aren't bad, but they aren't perfect. I'm gonna use my concealer again to clean up everything. I like this concealer a lot for concealer touch-up. I'm not sure about these e.l.f. ones. I have to use them more on a more moisturized face. I feel like these were the most moisturizing ones so far, but they actually didn't work very well. Maybe because everything else was more like a blurring consistency. I have a few options for my eyeshadow. This is a Wet n Wild multi-stick. Color is Ros-I-Locks. I think this is too light. This one is an Essence one. I think this is too bronzy. This is Essence Blend and Line eyeshadow stick, long lasting. Why don't they put names on here anymore? I have an e.l.f. one which I have been dying to try. This is Magnetic Pole from the e.l.f. No Budge eyeshadow stick collection, which is this one. I know what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use this NYX eyeshadow stick. I think this is gonna look good with the makeup I have here right now. This is the color. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil and color is Iced Mocha. I want to use it as a one and done eyeshadow. This is also a bit drier than all the other ones that I had. This is also very buildable, but the color is in a way that doesn't change the look of my makeup too much, and I love it. I also like the consistency. It is a bit on the drier side, but that makes it a lot more long lasting. For my eyebrow gel, I'm gonna use this Maybelline Super Luck Brow Glue. This is how the brow gel looks like. It has a smaller spoolie and shorter bristles on one side, a little bit of a longer bristles on the other side, and it is a plastic tube. It seems like it is more of a drier gel. Oh, this has a very interesting formula. Do you see those gels are like dry and bits of them are coming off? This doesn't mean it is a bad one, but I think it is more like a laminating one. Do you see it makes them stick to my face? That's not my favorite. I don't like my brows to stick to my face because when they stick to my face, one, they don't look so natural. Two, I have to fill in my brows, but I see no flakiness. This is a good brow gel, don't get me wrong. If you like a laminating brow gel, I feel like this is a good one. No flakiness, even though I went over with my brush multiple times. For my mascara, I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara. It very much looks like the Glossier one that I liked in my last video. And it is a tubing mascara like that one, so I think I'm gonna like this. It looks exactly the same as the Glossier one. Since this is more of a natural looking eye look, I'm comfortable wearing this. This seems to be a little bit more wet than the Glossier one, and that makes it easier to separate my eyelashes. But again, as I said with the Glossier one, I don't think these mascaras are meant to be applied for two coats. I love the spoolie. It is very stiff. It makes it really easy to separate the eyelashes from the root. I do think this is stiffer than the Glossier one. Let me apply another coat to the lashes, but I don't want to do too much, so I'm gonna take some of it off. This is on the thinner side, so I'm assuming it is gonna be easier to apply a second coat. It makes the eyes more dramatic when you apply two coats. It makes them longer too, but I feel like one coat makes them look more natural. This is a beautiful mascara though. I have to wear this whole day and see if it smudges. Usually tubing mascaras don't do that, but we will see. Brows are drier, but not completely dry and crunchy. This one doesn't look like it's gonna flake. After it dried down, I do feel like it is looking a lot better. I know I'm gonna hate this, but I can't help it, and I wanna try this NYX Duck Plum lip gloss, so let's hope it doesn't burn my lips. I'm gonna give it a minute and come back and report about the feeling. I feel like this has a ginger taste to it. I can taste it a little bit at the back of my throat. I am feeling a little bit of spiciness on my lips, and I think if I leave this on, it's gonna get more spicy. I don't know, do you see any plumpness? Ooh, it's burning the back of my throat. I used my tweezers to pick up some of the dryness on my lips. Sometimes I do that all over my face too. Use a little bit of oil, rub it on your lips and try to massage it for a while and then clean it up. And after it is dry, try to pick up those dry patches all over your face or on your lips with a tweezer. That way it doesn't cause more tearing in those areas, but at the same time, your skin gets a little bit more smooth. I think the only other thing I have for the lips from the drugstore are these e.l.f. lip glosses and lip liners. These are e.l.f. Cream Glide lip liners. Beautiful colors. These are very creamy. Very creamy. I have here Mauve Side, Baddest Beige, and Espresso Martini. Let's use the lip gloss alone first. This is Chocolat from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is their Glow Reviver Lip Oil. My lips are still burning. I think I'm gonna keep it this way. It matches the rest of my look. This is the makeup look. I wasn't sure about this one at first. When I applied it, it looked a little bit too frosty, but then when I worked it in my lips, it looks a lot better. I mean, it looks good now. This is what I would do for an everyday makeup look. If I do it at home without talking, like in the morning, this would be a very easy makeup look, especially since this jumbo eye pencil is very easy to work with, but at the same time it gives you some color on your eyes and it makes your eyes look like you have worked harder than you actually did. Everything else I mostly loved. I really liked the foundation. I thought it is just a hype, but it wasn't actually. This is a really good one. A little bit more matte looking than what I thought from the description. This one also the same, a little bit more matte than what I thought, but I feel like this is more of a concept of the MAC ones, the Prep and Prime ones. It is more on the drier side, not very emollient, but it didn't bother my dry skin. Neither of these did, even though I didn't apply any moisturizer underneath or any primer, any hydrating primer actually. These e.l.f. ones, I have to use them more and I have to report back. This one I really liked, which is the Milani Liquid Contour. It does not feel it's gonna move at all, and it was a beautiful color for me. If I wanted a laminating brow gel, this would definitely be my choice. I think I like this e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara more than the Glossier one and more than all the other tubing mascaras that I have in my collection. The lip gloss from e.l.f. I really liked. It looked like a bit frosty upon first application, but then when I worked it into my lips, I cannot see the glitters or anything. I hope I could help you decide about some of these products. I'm 36. My skin is very dry, very sensitive, and it is eczema prone. None of these makeup irritated my skin, especially the base, which is the most important one for eczema prone skin. So most of this makeup was actually a success. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and maybe consider subscribing if you haven't already. That way YouTube will suggest my videos to more people like you who like these kinds of content. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I will see you in my next one. Bye!